Hi there, this is Sean Sweeney, and I'm going to give you a quick video tutorial of Puppet Pals and how to use Puppet Pals with images that you might have saved from the internet. I'm going to focus more on the technical pieces of this and let you kind of use your own story imagination and wonderful language as you make your own movie, rather than be perfect in my retelling this story. But when you open Puppet Pals, notice up in the upper right corner there's a little eye. You can hit that and it gives you a nice little visual if you forget how to use it. Um, but from the main screen you can access your saved shows, which are here. Some of mine are saved if you've saved any. You can bring in more characters. Now this is what I was saying in the post about the director's pass. So I have purchased it. That's why it says installed. But here's where you can purchase it. And the director's pass allows you to, as it says, bring in pictures and customize backdrops, etc. Puppetize your photos, as it says. And then you just tap here to start. Okay, so you're going to first choose your actors, which are characters, but they also could be props. So there's really only two kinds of things you add to Puppet Pals. You can add a backdrop or the setting, which you do second, or you can add your actors, which also could include props. So you see here I actually have a bunch of actors that I added that go with the book. There was a cold lady who swallowed some snow. So you can see here there's add actor from photo. So in order to do that, you need to have some photos saved first. So I was talking about the book, this is the van that Dad cleaned by Lisa Campbell Ernst as being a good context for story retell. And in the book, the dad cleans the van and the kids mess it up. It's basically how it goes. But they eventually clean it together too. So I first maybe want a backdrop. So I'm going to add a van. I'm using Google Images to just search for a van. I'll tap on Images to go to Images. Okay, maybe more like a family minivan. Let's see. And as I was saying, this might be a good place to have kids make some choices as well. I'll choose that sort of European one. And what you do is you need to tap and hold on the image, and you will get this save image result. Okay? So let's say I want a vacuum for Dad to vacuum the van. Images. This one's cute. Okay, so by saving those images, they're just going to my Photos app, and I'll be able to access that from Puppet Pals. All right, and then I'll do Dad. Say I want an image of someone who might be a dad. Notice too, you can make things mostly photos or whatever you'd like. So going here under this wrench, I can pick a different type of photo and say, instead of just any type, I can ask for photos. Pick someone who looks like he could be a dad. Let's see. You can also use drawings for this. That looks like a dad who might clean up a van. Alright, so I'll save him. Okay, so I'm not going to continue to save characters through this, but what you would do is, I don't want this video to take forever, what you would do is anything else that's relevant to the story that you might need. So there's a few other kids you'd need to represent, French fries, a rocket, figure into the story, just so that you can have all the characters that are necessary. So I'm going to add the dad. So I tapped on Add Actor, and I'm going to choose Existing Image, and go here, and add the dad. Okay, and from here you can actually sort of trim the photo so that it looks more like puppet size. So I'm going to go like this, and just draw around the dad so that I've made kind of a little puppet for him. And then I'll just accept, looks good. And I also want to just add the vacuum. Okay, very nice. All right, and I will tap on them to select them. So they've turned green. You can see them there now. They've appeared in the side list. So this app's very intuitive and pretty easy to use. And I'm going to tap on Next. And then that will let me add a backdrop. Now, on purpose, I'm going to pick a backdrop that's not going to make sense for my story, but I just want to point out to you that you can change settings during the story by adding more than one backdrop. Okay, but I'm going to first add the van. Okay, and there's our backdrop. That's the van. So I'm going to add the van, but also these clouds. My story setting is not going to change, but I just want to show you how it can. Okay, and here we are. So we've got the dad, and we've got the vacuum and the van. Okay, but the nice thing is that you can move actors on and off the stage, and the app will only record what's in the center, so what's over the backdrop. All right, so you can bring in characters and cause things to happen at different points in the story. So to start recording my story, I'm going to hit the red dot at the top. But I also just wanted to point out to you, I only added an extra backdrop so that you can see the little pull downs at the top, the little set pulls. When you touch them, that's not clouds, it was snow, I guess. Okay, when you touch them, it changes the backdrop. So if you want to change while you're recording, that's what you'll do. Okay, so I'm just going to record a simple opening sentence here, and you would do it to do something a little more complicated. So I'm tapping recording. One day, the dad noticed that the van was very dirty. So he took his vacuum and he cleaned up the entire van. And that's all that I'm going to do there, but you would continue kind of recording your story. Okay, what you can do then is you can hit the play button to review what you did. One day, the dad noticed that the van was very dirty. So he took his vacuum and he cleaned up the entire van. Okay, and then if you tap the disk image at the very top, the little disk icon, what that will allow you to do is save your work. Okay, it's really kind of a one-shot deal. I don't think you can edit in Puppet Pals. Go back and edit your stories, but you can give them a title, etc. So I'll call it Dad. And that will bring me to these. So notice that your options here are, for anything that you've created, you can simply play, or if you export, I think it exports it to your camera roll. Just be aware though that you want to be careful about that. If you, yep, it does. It exports it to the camera roll, where you can share it on, say, YouTube, or you can email things around. If you want to email a video to a parent, that should be fine. But be aware, if you've saved images from Google Images, that you don't want to put that movie on YouTube, because the images on Google Images are in most cases copyrighted. But if you wanted to use it within the educational setting or share it in a limited way and not put it on the internet, that is fine. Okay, so that's the basics on using Puppet Pals, and I hope that you find a lot of uses for it to work on narrative language and expository language. Thanks a lot.